Good morning all. It is 8:20 a.m. out here at the feeding grounds on this Friday morning, April 10th, 2026. Well, all of the spraying that took place last night paid off today, this morning, as we have had very wet conditions out here. We are expecting more precipitation. But then later on today, we are to have the appearance of the sun, or so they claim. And, well, just as a forecast of next week, well, of course, going into warmer temperatures because of the seasonal changes, if you will. Well, we are to experience warm days next week, but of course, every warm day we are to have precipitation with possibilities of thunderstorm activity. Now then, so let's go a step further and consider this. How long have data centers been around? For how many years have data centers begun to multiply? How long has the spraying to the skies, how long has that been going on? How long has the spraying of the skies increased? Well, when you start in connecting those two dots right there, and then when you start in examining the locations of where the data centers are, you realize how many data centers are located around the Great Lakes region. We're talking Michigan, Indiana, Illinois, Ohio, Wisconsin, New York, and then once you expand from those targeted areas outwards, the data centers become less and less. So basically, they are located near high amounts of water, right? Because of course they need to be cooled. So, is it possible that all of the increase of sky activity isn't really overplaying weather games? Because after all, this is advanced technology that takes place in order to bring about these precipitation scenarios anymore. And where are we seeing most of the precipitation? And this is the first year here in Michigan that I have not heard talk of drought conditions. Oh, we're hearing about it hardcore on the western states, right? Not only drought conditions, but, well, this morning they were reporting on the snowpack of the western states and how, well, been quite low. So now they want to make sure that they continue to bring about precipitation whenever they're doing their meteorological reportings. That's one of the first things that they talk about now for every newscast. It's about rain. But they don't talk a whole lot about data centers anymore, right? Yeah. So it's a strong possibility that all this advanced technologies that takes place in the air that creates these weather scenarios and situations of precipitation is for advanced technologies down on the ground level, going hand in hand. And in the meantime, we get wetter and wetter, much akin to, well, how the Pacific Northwest used to be. I don't know if it still is anymore. That's basically how this state is becoming. We are becoming very similar to what the Pacific Northwestern states were like back when I was younger. Imagine that. Morning, guys. Yeah, just the sparrows this morning. But of course, being a little bit leery because of a high amount of cats out here this morning. Which actually I'm glad to see because of our weather conditions. Oh, and by the way, speaking of technology, well, this is where we're at right now, is the factor that this platform, or apparently it is this platform and the artificial intelligence therein, that is keeping me a full 24 hours behind uploading scheduling, if you will. Yeah, last night was yet another night where I had to have my phone plugged in consistently as I was uploading the 2 videos. And again, special shout out to Jeremy of Jeremy Vicious, the channel Jeremy Vicious, for sharing my content. And that was pertaining to the dam roads, data centers, and matriarchs. And yeah, so it was that video and the one after that that took all night to post. I get up, look at my phone, it only has 72% battery charge to it. So once again, you know, the consumption of energy through our devices, well, I am taking notice of it. Okay? It is affecting me and my channel. Because, you know, it's taking pathetically long to post anything. It doesn't matter if it's 6 minutes long or 45 minutes long. It takes a very long time, and again, it is due to artificial intelligence. You know, it's just not worth it. Yeah, I know. You're looking around, aren't you? And I think I've got a bat cat upset as he is taking off. I think he wanted to go for a walk this morning, but that's not going to happen. Whether or not there's going to be any sky observation videos posted from this day, well, as always, very difficult to determine, especially because, once again, I am so far behind at this given point in time of posting content. And, you know, what's really sad is, you know, I complain about having to try to find or locate a proper cell signal. And did you get enough to eat, girl? Or boy? Girl, I think. But yeah, on my phone, oh, I've got 3 bars of signal. My internet connection icon working properly. Yet I still, you know, the signal is very poor regardless of what shows up on the screen of my phone. Strange. No, it's not. Not when you figure in this nonsense of artificial intelligence. It's ruining everything, people. And therefore, it has ruined our skies. It has ruined our vegetation, our foliage, regardless of what you might see. Because once again, you go back into my content as far as examining the snow, because of claims that people were making of the snow being plastic. No, snow's not plastic. It's just filled with microscopic particles of plastics and other garbage that is found so-called naturally in the air, as well as unnaturally. Yeah. Gotta love technology, right? No. Anyways, I do believe I'm going to end this so I can get back in and continue getting stuff in the uploading process. Thinking about skipping out, taking a day off on my workouts today. And possibly going to attack a different challenge if possible. But that is something that I will contain to keeping within my private life, if you will. Which, is anything private anymore? Nope. Regardless of what you might think, there is no such thing as privacy today. Again, thanks AI. So I'm going to go ahead and give a little bit of attention to these cats out here, let these birds move in before the precipitation starts to move in once again. And ooh, wow, robins are getting mighty active out here. Mugsy, my little buddy. And oh, yeah, she can be quite the vicious witch. Still lovable girl, but right? Huh, girl? You want some pettings? Huh? You want some pettings? Yeah, there you go. That's a good Sandy. Yeah, a lot of these cats now that are starting to visitate are basically not really strangers, but they're used to other residents which are no longer here, and so now they are vying for my attention because of the lack of attention that they know. Well, yeah, they're not getting the attention that they once were from others. So I do my best just to kind of fill in a little bit without creating too solid of bonds, if you will. A little more natural coloring here. And well, I believe this is going on long enough, so and there's other topics of discussion that I could bring about, but I think we've had enough. And yeah, I'm thinking it's going to start in with the rain once again, so time to head in, call this good. So thank you for watching. Take care. If it's Friday for you today, enjoy your Friday. Enjoy the weekend. And we'll bump into each other once again on this flip side of reality. But until then, it's Skywise out.